as Richmond will get the football first. Eastern Washington winning the toss. They defer. And you're looking at Dejon Brissett awaiting the kick from Eastern Washington. Roll down Alcobendez, and we're underway from Cheney. It'll be Brissett at the 12-yard line for the Spiders. Across the 25 and knocked down at the 29-yard line. Kevin Johnson. We talked about how sharp he has been at quarterback, athletic, good arm, and what's most impressive to the coaches, he stayed with the game plan despite not thinking he would be a quarterback this year on the field.
Well, he was going to redshirt this year, and after the injuries at the quarterback position, he asked the coaches if he could come out. They were concerned, number one, about burning his redshirt year, but also would he be a guy who was up to speed with offense once they found out he got into practice. He was a guy who was completely comfortable running the entire offense despite being just a redshirt all season long with no prospects of playing.
A selfless decision. He'll go to work on first down and throw it to his tight end, Garrett Hudson, with a catch, and he leans forward close to a first down at the 39-yard line. Let's take a look at the impact players for this one.
Yeah, DeAndre Thompson for the Eagles, going over 100 yards, 5 of the last 6 ball games. The former safety moved to a running back there in the offseason. Has really been huge in the last half of the season for the Spiders because of the injuries at the running back position. And then Zach Bruce at the safety spot for the Eagles maximized his time at Eastern Washington, a former walk-on, now an all-conference player.
It's a team that's gotten much better defensively over the course of the year, including last week against Central Arkansas. On first down, here is Deontez Thompson up to the 43-yard line for 4 yards. Micaiah Zamora on the tackle, back from injury, fifth-year senior middle linebacker on the side.
We are so used to so much spread and up-tempo in college football nowadays. Watching the Richmond Spiders will be kind of taking you back about 10, 15, 20 years in football. They actually get into a huddle. It's not just a muddle huddle, it's a real old-fashioned huddle. They run the football typically on first and second down, so expect a more traditional style from the Spiders today.
They have 4 tight ends that factor big into their offense. They will use all of them as Nick Holloway, one of those, goes in motion. To throw is Johnson, incomplete. No one in the area. Closest to the football was Mitch Fettig, the safety. It's third down.
That one was just released high by Kevin Johnson. Didn't seem to be any pressure in the pocket. Just overthrew the football.
This is a Richmond team that has developed a will to win, according to their coach Rocco. 3rd straight FCS quarterfinal. Players listen to the coach, and then players watch their teammates make plays. It's been something that has been addictive. It's gotten better as this season has worn on. You can see what they've done on third down. This is a 3rd and 7. They'll run a draw, and that's not going to get it done as Thompson is shut down. Kettner Cup, who had a big game last week with 11 tackles against Central Arkansas on the stop. It's 4th down.
Much faster start by the Eagles defense than what they had against Central Arkansas last week. They were not very sound front here. We'll see them fill in the gaps, be sound tacklers, and with their gap responsibility, shutting down that draw play by the Spurs.
So they'll force the punt from DJ Helkowski. Left-footed punter gets off a beauty, a spiral. Sam McPherson calling for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 21. McPherson taking over that role for Cup, who's getting a break with that left shoulder injury. Taking a little load off of the All-American. So Eastern Washington goes to work, and this is a well-oiled machine, a full-service offense. And we talked about what Gage Gubru did last week. He also gets it done with his legs, not just the passing numbers. Impressive.
So not just the design quarterback runs, which he's excellent at, but he has the ability to buy time in the pocket, keep his eyes downfield. Once he can't find a guy, then he has more than capable of tucking the ball away and running it and picking up a first down with his feet.
From the 22-yard line, play action on first down across the middle, and the catch is made for a first down, and right on cue, the All-American Cup with the grab, and a first down to the 41-yard line. Gregory and Howard on the tackle. Impact guys.
Well, obviously, Cooper Kupp is going to be a huge impact player for the Eagles, but Bourne was huge last week when Cooper went out with the AC injury. 11 catches in the 3rd quarter.
We'll try to run it off the right side. Not much doing that time as Gregory and Mack were over there to shut down the run. as Antoine Custer found it tough sledding. This is a team that does not have to run it well to be successful. We saw that last week.
They will take what the defense gives them, whether it's running the ball 50 times or throwing the ball 50 times. They just want to be successful. There is no trying to be balanced with this offense.
On 2nd and 8, Gubrud zips it through a couple defenders and through the hands of Shaq Hill, who would have had a first down catch at the 43-yard line, couldn't hang on.
Well-delivered ball by Gubrud. Just Shaq Hill took his eyes off it. There were several defenders around him. I think he was concerned about getting tackled and not securing the catch first.
This is a matchup of strength against strength here. Number 1 in the FCS in passing, but the Spiders defense, 5th overall in pass defense. And they've got some good guys up front that can provide pressure. Gubrud goes short this time. Hill with the catch, and he's going to be held short of the first down at the 48-yard line, and Shaq Hill slow to get up as Tafon Maines and Charles Mack combine on the stop.
We'll see Andrew Clyde come through, get a little pressure on Gubrud. Still, it delivers a good football. Picks up the short gain and not enough to convert it. And we have an Eagle down on the field.
Yeah, that's Hill, who is a first-team All-Big Sky and a guy that has won 4 Big Sky titles this time on the field. And it's a hard turf, obviously. You've played in cold conditions. It's not fun out there.
Absolutely not. The turf is harder. Each hit hurts more. Your skin's just not as resilient. I've actually ripped the skin of my forehead open making a tackle when my helmet gets bumped because there's not enough sweat and movement up there with the skin. So playing football is always going to be rough and tough, but playing football in weather like this just really multiplies it.
So both defenses stand up, make a stop, as Jordan Dascalo, the junior from Los Angeles, standing back at his 33, will punt it. Gets the kick away from the 37-yard line, end over end. Fair catch called for by Tyler Wilkins, and he makes it at the 15-yard line. Nothing on the board. A trip to the FCS semifinals on the line in Cheney. From the 15-yard line. Kevin Johnson to the air, goes underneath. A short pass caught by Brian Brown, their top target this year. Mitch Fettig on the tackle. Brown has been sensational, the senior from Richmond, Virginia, with his 78th catch. And look at the numbers so far for these 3 guys.
These 2 guys have been absolutely huge for the Spiders, and that's why they're in this position that they're in. We talked about injuries at the running back position. Deontrez Thompson steps up. We talked about the injuries at the quarterback position. Kevin Johnson steps up, and Brian Brown has been a consistent throughout the Spiders in his 4 years there.
This is a disciplined football team. They don't necessarily have to be a 50-50 team to be successful. They'll run it with Thompson here on 2nd down, and he keeps the feet churning and leans forward to the 22. 3rd and 3 coming up. They like to run it and move the chains. That's their number 1 goal.
That is the number 1 goal, and they aren't slavish to necessarily a 50-50 pass-run ratio. They just want to be successful. And talking to Coach Rocco during the week, he talked about Eastern Washington's defense giving up about 22 first downs a game. And if they can win the Spiders the time of possession battle and continue to move their chains, limiting the amount of time that the Eagles' offense is on the field, he thinks that gives the Spiders the best chance for success.
3rd and 3 here. Manageable situation from their 22-yard line. 3-receiver look. Johnson goes low with the throw. Jermal Bevels hauls it in at the 31-yard line to move the chains. Lewis on the coverage.
Nice catch by Bevels. Losing his feet as he was going down. We'll see him try to run the defensive back off as he's trying to come back for the football. Loses his feet, but is able to go low and get that ball off this inferno or pinkish red turf here with the snow on top of it.
Sophomore from Fredericksburg, Virginia, moving the chains, and that's kind of the model of what they'd like to do. They'll take 4 yards a pop via the run and the pass, and they have a set of downs now across the 30. There's Tyler Wilkins, who had a big catch in their last victory. Play action for Johnson. Now pressure coming. He's going to have to tuck it, and down he goes at the 27-yard line. That was Dylan Ledbetter that got into the backfield to make the play.
Johnson had nowhere to go with the football down the field. And eventually, no matter who you got blocking for you, the pocket's going to break down. Johnson's trying to buy time, but Ledbetter was able to get him as he was trying to scramble through that pocket. And
some pressure on the edge from Samson Ebukam, and Micaiah Zamora was giving some pressure as well. There's a look at the freshman. A little bit undersized, but real quick at that tackle spot. Johnson hands it off to Thompson. Up the gut. Big gainer across the 35. He fumbles the football. It's still loose at the 45-yard line. A scramble for it. And the Eagles believe they have it. No indication yet. Eastern Washington football at the 46-yard line. Josh Lewis recovers.
In a weather game like this, the team that handles the weather conditions is typically the team that's going to win. And ball security is part of it. Nice job by Thompson picking up a big gain, getting back what they lost with the sack with the quarterback, but didn't have two arms on the football as he was going through the pile. Ball works out, scramble for the football. Eagles recover.
Keels the contact, and it was Lewis the recovery. Here's a look at the strip.
I couldn't quite make out who stripped the football, but definitely an Eagle defender ripped the ball out of his hand. Nice job by the Eagles defense.
And that is the 10th fumble recovery this season for Eastern Washington. They've got it now at the Spiders 45. End around. Shaq Hill gets the corner turn, turns it upfield for a short gain. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Omar Howard, their leading tackler on the play.
Remarkable recovery by Shaq Hill. He's the guy escorted off the field by the training staff on the last third down. This time gets the carry on the end around, gets a short gain.
He's had a tremendous career. Leads them in touchdown catches this season with 15. Picks up 3 there. Now from the gun, Gubrud buying some time. Gets good protection. Still setting, now firing, and it's caught by Stu Stiles, and that's good enough for a first down to the 30-yard line. Charles Mack, the strong safety on the tackle.
How about the patience, Gage Gubrud on this one? Can't find the guy open, just keeps buying time in the pocket. 6, 7, 8 seconds before he releases the football. Fantastic job by him, keeping his eyes downfield and not panicking.
12-yard pickup. Now a keeper by Gubrud off the fake to the running back McPherson, and he takes it forward to the 23-yard line, 6 yards on the carry. You've got to keep an eye on number 8 with his legs, Charles Mack on the tackle.
Yeah, he's the leading rusher for the Eagles. 722 yards on the ground this season, averaging 4.4 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns. So we talk about his passing acumen. This is a guy who can run the football as well, does it all.
And it gives you another blocker out there when he's carrying the football. 4 receiver look, and this is a quarterback draw. In some trouble. Gubrud making something happen, and he's inside the 20 and close to the first down. That looked like there was nothing available. There is a flag on the field at the 23. They're going to back him up here.
Holding offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Larry Saunders, our official. That's Nick Ellison, the right tackle.
See, Ellison gets a hold of the defender from the Spiders, won't allow him to release and attempt to make that tackle against Gubrud. Now, Gubrud has also caught some passes as well. You know, he can throw it, he can run the football. He's a threat in the passing game to receive it.
4 receiver look this time. Gubrud puts one into a tight spot, and Cooper Kupp makes the catch at the 23-yard line. Kieran Gregory on the tackle. That shows the touch from Gubrud. Not just the big arm, but he put it in a spot, perfect spot on that pass.
He's very accurate with the football, able to throw into small windows. And people say, well, how is Cooper Kupp consistently open considering teams know he's coming? They've got such talent, the Eagles do, at the wide receiver position. You cannot just double team him and take him away.
And Kupp now a record holder after that grab, and they go to Kupp again inside the 20-yard line. And not that he needed any more records to break, but he is the all-time division record in college football now for reception yardage, topping the NAIA mark.
An amazing career, and the accolades and records just keep stacking up for Cooper Kupp. He's really been a tremendous asset, not just to this Eagles football program, but the entire university and community as well.
Gubrud with time in the pocket, back in the end zone. He's looking for Cup there. And Micah Keels on the coverage, and there's a flag thrown in the back portion of that end zone on that play.
Pass interference on the defense, number 4. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
That's Keels, the sophomore.
Micah Keels grabbed a hold of Cooper Kupp's jersey as he was trying to elevate and get that football. Cooper Kupp, 6,190 yards receiving in all division, no matter what division of football, FCS, Division 2, 3, heck, intramurals, he holds the records for it. Beat my former team with the Seattle Seahawks. Jerry Rice did play for the Seattle Seahawks, his all-time record.
What a career, great ambassador for the university, and Coach Baldwin couldn't say enough about what number 10 has meant to Eastern Washington. First and goal now at the 2. They go pistol formation, and the whistles are blown here, and they blow this play dead.
I believe it was Nick Ellison a little early off the snap, right tackle.
5-yard penalty, it's first down.
So that's a couple times Ellison has been the guilty party.
It's a very young group up front for the Eagles. They lost 6 starters from last year's team. This group has come together as the season has gone along and played really well, but they will make some of these young player mistakes, as we've seen from Nick Ellison. 2 penalties on this drive.
Laval started at right tackle last week. Ellison getting the nod this week as they'll go play action this time, and a miscommunication there. Kupp broke towards the goalpost, and the pass thrown behind him.
Yeah, I think your miscommunication call was exactly right. Gubrud expected Kupp to continue upfield. Cooper saw the lack of safety in the middle field, went to the middle of it. Quarterback and receiver not on the same page.
Kupp already has his degree. His grandfather and dad played in the NFL. His brother Kettner, starting linebacker for the Eagles. Second and goal now from the 7. They go end around, get it to Splendorio, and the Spiders shut it down. Charles Mack was ready for that one. He has really stepped up as a leader from his safety position this year.
You see Splendorio coming around on the jet sweep, and then Mack fills up, makes the tackle, able to get him down for no gain.
Now third and goal. Mack has been a key as a senior with the loss of David Jones, the All-America safety at that position. From the 7, 4-receiver look. And Hill is right behind center as another receiver. Gubrud under pressure, rolls right, throws, touchdown, Eagles. Hauled in by Simba Webster, and they strike first.
Unusual formation with Shaq Hill between the guard center gap trying to sneak out. I think he's the intended target on that play. Gubrud sees he's covered, rolls out of the pocket, and sees Simba for the touchdown wide open. 6 points for the Eagles.
Just his second touchdown this season. Sophomore from Antioch, California, who suffered a broken clavicle October 1st against UC Davis on a kick return. Big moment for him as a sophomore. And the extra point from Alco Bendez makes it 7-0. Cooper Kupp breaking yet another record, the all-time leader in reception yardage at any level in college football. Eagles on the board first.
For the Eastern Washington Eagles as well. Only 6 catches for Simba Webster all season, but 2 for touchdown. That's a pretty good ratio.
Dejon Brissett, sophomore from Ontario, Canada, awaiting the kick from Roldan Alco Bendez. Eastern Washington striking first here after a 45-yard drive in 8 plays. It'll be Brissett from the 11. Tripped up and knocked down at the 28-yard line. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championships continues next weekend. Semifinal coverage on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
When we talked to Danny Rocco, head coach of the Richmond Spiders, he said his team style is to play clean and smart. Fumbling the football, giving the Eagles great field position is not playing clean and not playing smart. They're so far uncharacteristic mistake for them. They're +11 over the year in their turnover margin.
Yeah, that's number 10 in the FCS, so that does not happen often where they'll cough it up. They'll go on the ground here with Thompson to the near side, and he's run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 5 yards on that pickup. Victor Gamboa, the junior corner, on the stop. They'd like to get this guy going, and Thompson, the running back, who we just saw, they lost Gordon Collins and Xavier Goodall to ACL injuries, but he really has been the meal ticket as a redshirt freshman.
Gone for over 100 yards, 5 of the last 6 games. The only time held under 100 was last week's game, last week's win against North Dakota.
He's trying to become the first freshman running back to get 1,000 yards on the ground at Richmond. On second down, Johnson steps up, down he goes at the 30-yard line. Albert Havili with his 3rd sack this season.
We'll see Havili just work inside of the offensive guard for the Spiders. Gets to Kevin Johnson, gets him down. This D-line group got pushed around a little bit early last week against Central Arkansas. They talked about some execution things not necessarily being in the right gap. So far, they've stepped up their game and playing much more like they did in the second half against Central Arkansas rather than in the first half.
Yeah, it took them a while to get started, but they were dominant once they started that 3rd quarter. 3rd down now and 9. Johnson, time in the pocket, fires a strike, 1st down, grab by Brian Brown up to the 42-yard line. Mitch Fettig on the tackle. Brown's the other guy that is such a key cog to the Spiders' offense.
He really is, and he has great body control. And that pass was a little bit behind him, and you saw him demonstrate that great body control, be able to catch the football as he was turning around, trying to grab it. Brown has been just fantastic. 3 1,000-yard seasons for the Spiders. He tends to make his biggest plays in the most critical moments. So early in this ball game, he's already helped them pick up a 1st down.
12-yard pickup from the 42-yard line. Thompson tripped up and dropped at the 40-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play as Micaiah Zamora, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury, first-team All-Big Sky on the tackle.
He was missed last week, particularly early in the ball game against Central Arkansas. Has stepped up big for most of the season. That was another nice play by him.
Flag is down, though, at the line of scrimmage, so hang on. Hands to the face on Dylan Donahue, the sophomore nose tackle.
Uncharacteristic penalty. Both these teams tend to be clean playing teams. Not a lot of penalties on either side of the football. Smart teams, disciplined teams. You don't get to this point in the FCS playoffs without being a smart team.
Boy, and that could end up being a big play. Keeps this drive going, and now the football at the Eagles' 43. Kevin Johnson, we talked about the selfless act, decision to pull the red shirt. He says it gives his team the best chance to win. He talked to his parents, talked to the coach, and he's 2-0 as a playoff starter. Trying to rally his bunch here. They'll run it straight ahead with Thompson, and he's gang tackled, shut down after a short gain. Up front, Ebukam was there, Zamora as well.
Thompson, I don't think he read the block very well. He had Stephen Jacob coming around the fullback / tight end. He cut inside of his block instead of cutting outside of that block. Got stopped for the short gain. I think if he would have kept and following Stephen Jacob, he would have picked up a lot more yards.
Thompson, 6 carries, 29 yards so far. Waning moments, 1st quarter here. Eastern Washington getting a turnover and cashing in with a touchdown drive. Spiders trying to answer. Bevels and Brown split left. They'll run it left with Thompson. Again, stuffed after a short gain as he moves the pile to the 40-yard line. 3rd and 7 coming up. As Havili again in there with Donahue.
I'm really impressed with this defensive front. by the Eagles. I think the addition of Zamora makes him a more dynamic run front dealing with the Spiders' rushing attack. But early in that game last week, both you and I thought that Central Arkansas was going to run away with that game the way they were having success. They were able to step up the Eagles' defense in the second half. They brought that momentum from the second half last week onto the field in the first half this week.
Brian Brown in motion here on third down. Pressure coming. Johnson to Brown. He's got it. And a first down inside the 32-yard line. Tackled by Delando Tucker. And Brown, one of those guys, when they need a big play, he usually delivers.
I just talked about him in his biggest plays in big moments. His team needed him to make this catch, able to use his body to shield off the Eagle defender, come down with the ball, and pick up the first down. Great play by Brian Brown.
3 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons for Brown, coming in 7th in the FCS in receiving yards per game, and a big conversion there for Coach Rock. Johnson rolling right, buying some time, goes deep downfield, and he overshoots a man that was wide open. He had it set up perfectly that time, and Stephen Jacob, the tight end, couldn't get to the football. There's also a flag on the field. And they're going to mark this off against Eastern Washington.
Holding, number 40 on the defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Kettner Cup.
Huge missed opportunity by Kevin Johnson. Had a receiver down the field with no one covering him. There was 2 Spider receivers, only 1 Eagle defender. Just overthrew the football. You got to know who you're throwing the ball to. I suppose that was Brian Brown. He may have been able to run underneath that. Instead, that was Stephen Jacob, the tight end, at 235. He had no chance to run underneath that football, overthrown by Kevin Johnson.
4 penalties already. Bo Baldwin's club. First down at the 22 now. Empty backfield for Johnson and company. Johnson goes underneath. Catch made by the tight end, Nick Holloway. Hung on to it. Not an easy chore, but a big target at 6'6". Zach Bruce on the tackle.
Only Holloway's second catch season, but he does a good job essentially wrestling this football away from the defender from the Eagles. That was our guy Zach Bruce, we talked about being one of the impact players of the game. Zach was there in coverage, but Holloway, like I said, did a great job wrestling and pulling that football away from him.
6-yard pickup. Single back is Thompson. They've shown a lot of different looks. They have Brown in a slot, top of the screen. They'll pitch it left. Thompson gets a block, cuts it upfield inside the 15, and tackled by Ebukam, close to the first down at the 12-yard line.
Great job by Thompson hurtling over his blocker to pick up the yards, but a great cut block by the center, Nicholas Vergos, getting the Eastern Washington defender on the ground, enabling Thompson to pick up that first down.
And it will be a first down as they'll run off the final seconds of this first quarter. The Spiders are on the move. They've done it with the short passing game and with the rushing game as well. Thompson with 34 yards on the ground, and 1 quarter in the books from Ruse Field in Cheney, Washington. Bo Baldwin's team has the lead, but Richmond putting together an impressive drive. FCS quarterfinal action. The winner moves to the semifinals on the road to Frisco, Texas. .25 of those yards on this drive via the penalty, and they're in the red zone looking to answer the Eagles' score. Quarterback keeper did not fool Samson Ebukam. He drops Johnson for a loss.
Ebukam not fooled at all by the fake to Thompson. Kevin Johnson runs directly into the wall known as Ebukam. Ebukam gets him down for a huge tackle for loss.
He's their leader in sacks and tackle for loss. First team All-Big Sky, a 3-time All-Conference pick, a big play in the red zone.
Yeah, he's the guy who sets the tone up front for that Washington D-line.
Loss of 4. Football now back at the 16. Handoff to Thompson, trying to get the corner turn. Gets away from a couple tacklers to the outside. He makes something out of the play. Mitch Fettig They nicknamed him Dash because of his speed on the tackle, and they get something out of that one. It could have been a loss.
Nice job by Thompson evading the two Eagle defenders in the backfield, but a great job by Fedek to limit that gain. If Fedek doesn't make that tackle, there's a strong chance he's going to end up inside the 5-yard line.
3rd and 10. This could be Brian Brown country right here.
Again, coaches talk about him being best in critical situations. This is certainly a critical situation right here for the Spiders.
There's number 12 who has 20 career 100-yard games. They'll do an end around. This is Jamal Bevels inside the 5. They needed to get the football to the 2, and looks like he's going to be a little bit shy. Zuzi Webster, the sophomore corner, on the tackle. They crossed him up and almost worked out on that play.
I don't see the field goal unit coming on for the spell. Nope, it's like they're still going to go with their offense. Got some substitutions going on, but it's not the field goal unit.
Yeah, they will go for it here. No hesitation. 4th down and a couple. The line to make the 2-yard line. They're just inside the 4. Brown split right. High formation.
First time we've seen a fullback on the field for the Spiders.
And time called here.
Is the runner was short of the line of game. The play is under further review.
So they're going to take a look at the spot of this football. Right now it's resting between the 3 and 4-yard line.
We'll see Bevels come around. Some pretty good blocks by the receivers for the Spiders. I'm seeing that ball about the 3-yard line. It seems to be accurately spotted.
Are they looking at how he stretched the football at the end here, Chad? Right there?
Yeah. Is his knee down and the ball's about the 4 as he's falling, or is his hip down? Take one look at this as Bevel comes around. Makes contact about the 5. Hip is down at the 4. The ball is about the 3. I can't imagine the ball's going to, or the spot of that ball is going to move much based off of that replay.
Yeah, he needed the 2, and it looked like even if they give him that little extra, it's not going to be to the 2-yard line. Good hit there by Webster.
The hip is down to 4, and the ball's about the 3.5.
And even the stretch just inside the 3 from a good camera look there. And they're going to spot it at the 3. So they need, so it does help in terms of it's 4th down and a long yard now.
Any extra yardage you can get is always going to be better. When you're a team like the Spiders who want to run the football, this critical situation right here, if you can get another foot from the review, you'll certainly take it.
Havoc in front of the running back Thompson in the eye, rolling right. Johnson under duress, down he goes at the 17. J.J. Njoku, the senior, with a big play. And they turn him over on downs. The Eastern Washington defense steps up. The senior from Tacoma, still a 7-0 game.
Too much, son. Protect.
Senior J.J. Njoku with a big play on 4th down to turn over Richmond on downs. Eagles have it now at their 17. Gubrud goes to work, dumps it off out of the backfield, and a good gain up to the 24-yard line. That was a progression type play there, and Tamarick Pierce turned it into a 7-yard pickup.
As this game has gone, we've seen just the difference between the two quarterbacks. Kevin Johnson, not a lot of experience for the Spiders, typically looking at one receiver versus Gubrud, who's able to scan the field, go through his progressions, see no one open, then check it down to a guy and pick up several yards.
And that was Pierce, the true freshman out of Oakland, California, that has spelled Antoine Custer at the running back spot, and he gets the carry here and moves the chains. Winston Craig on the tackle, got some help from Selton Hodge. They can get anything in the running game, that makes them that much tougher to defend.
If I'm the Spiders, I'm definitely trying to prepare to stop the Eagles' passing game. Just because they don't run the football very much, as a defensive coordinator, I would not give a lot of credence as far as my play calling.
Now McPherson and Wilson in as the split backs. They'll run option, little shuttle pass. Flip ahead to McPherson, and he gets a couple yards to the 30-yard line. Selton Hodge, fifth-year senior linebacker, on the tackle.
And talking to the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, Troy Taylor, he talked about all the run plays. 95% of the run plays also have a pass option built in. So that play was a option. You could have shoveled it forward. You could have continued with the football and run the option to the running back on the outside of him. But there's also a pass play built in.
On 2nd and 8, Gubrud goes underneath. Catch made by Shaq Hill up to the 36-yard line. Tackled by by Madison Day there, and it'll be 3rd and short. And this is what they did against Central Arkansas. They'll take the short passing game to move the football.
Most teams don't have the patience to go field with a short passing attack. This time we saw Shaq Hill again in that guard center gap, slipping out in between, putting Hill, who's a really talented receiver, in essentially cover situations against the linebacker for the Spiders, and Hill's going to win that almost every time.
Gubrud now 9 of 11 through the air, 74 yards and a touchdown, looking on a 3rd and 2, and he's intercepted, trying to go across the middle, and he's picked off by Kieran Gregory. So the Eagles' first turnover, a costly one, and a short field now for the Spiders.
Gregory will get some depth, feeling Cooper Kupp behind him, then he elevates and goes and gets the pick. Great job by Gregory. And I think Cooper just didn't see him, his vision. Gregory just slowly dropping back, sees that football, goes up and gets it. Took 2 tries to secure the football, but that's why he plays linebacker, doesn't play receiver or tight end.
Well, normally he's a rush linebacker. He's a guy coming in off the edge, but effective there, dropping back.
Yeah, he plays that cat position for the Spiders, more that outside linebacker, almost in an always rush kind of mode. That time drop back for the Eagles offense.
Golden opportunity now from the 44. They'll run it with Thompson, trying to get to the edge, cannot get the corner turn, and that was Samson Ebukam over there again. He's been everywhere. The senior from Portland, probably their best all-around guy in terms of the impact he makes on the line of scrimmage.
He's a vocal leader. He's certainly a leader of the younger guys at that position group. But as you can see from this game so far, he's also a leader on the field, a guy who gets it done. I'm not sure if very many wrestling fans are watching, but when he picked up Thompson, I thought he was going to DDT him right there.
Throw him down. I know what that looks like. I don't know what DDT stands for, but I know what that looks like. I know what you're talking about. 2nd down and 10 from the 44. 3 receivers this time. Johnson looking towards the sideline, and it's knocked away, intended for Bevels, and that was Delando Tucker that was right with him.
Let's not forget about these Eagle defensive backs. They see great receivers every day in practice. So to have a guy like Brian Brown come on to Roos Field, that's not going to intimidate them. These guys see greatness every single time they line up and see their offense. So nice job by Delando Tucker to get that pass broken up.
And the Spiders have a lot of length in that receiving core. Brown 6'2", Bevels is 6'4", Wilkins is 6'2". Now looking at a 3rd and 10 from the 44. Deep drop. Johnson setting up the screen. Caught by Thompson. Hit by Ebukam and dropped. Ebukam, a leader vocally with his smarts and more importantly with his play physically on the field.
Ebukam, normally a rush guy, drops into coverage. And this time that was no wrestling move. That was just pure football. A guy breaking on the football, making a very violent physical tackle.
So this Eastern Washington defense playing some football like they played last week in the second half against Central Arkansas. They forced the punt. Fair catch called for by McPherson, and he makes it at the 7. So a 7-0 lead for the Eagles on the home turf. At Eastern Washington University, Richmond and the Eagles squaring off with a trip to the FCS semifinals on the line. 7-0 lead for the Eagles. And going to work on first down is the quarterback. Gubrud in trouble. He escapes a safety, delivers a strike to Cup across the 20. He's across the 40. Cup into the clear. Cooper Kupp finally dragged down at the 24-yard line. Micah Keels finally caught up with him there, but Gubrud escaped a potential safety and a huge play.
We talked about Gubrud's ability to buy time in the pocket. This time escapes almost a sure safety, but keeps his eyes downfield and finds his number one guy, Cooper Kupp. And then after that, Cooper Kupp just uses his legs and picks up a huge gain. Such a first half turning play here by the Eagles.
71-yard pickup as they go to the ground and navigate the 20-yard line with Antoine Custer. I don't know how Gubrud got away from that sack in the end zone. He somehow did to keep the play alive.
Yeah, Coach Baldwin talked about he knew Gubrud would be fantastic season. Watching the way he worked back in February and March, particularly in the weight room, building his body up, getting stronger to make plays like the one he just made.
Now 10 of 13 for 142 yards, and he's got him in the red zone now. Second down. Short pass play goes low, and it's incomplete as he was looking for Kupp, and there's Kupp with that shoulder again. The AC joint, he's playing through a lot of pain.
It's certainly a painful injury. That's not a tattoo on his arm. That's that kinesio tape trying to help him deal with that pain in that left shoulder. AC sprains can be very painful. Something you can fight through and play. Usually no possible future damage, but certainly painful.
Rolling right, Gubrud gets a block from McPherson, delivers it through the hands of Bourne, incomplete. Would have had a good chance to pick up the first down there. And here's a look after that long 71-yard pass play, and then the pass low, and Kupp takes a shot.
Yeah, Kupp reached out with his left hand to try to get that pass. That was a little low. And it was Justin Rubin, the safety from the Spiders, put a good shot in that left shoulder. Even if he wasn't nicked up, I would suspect he'd be in a little bit of pain, but being the warrior that he is, he's back out there on this next play.
And they're not going to try field goal. They're going for it. 4th and 6. Gubrud to the end zone. Kupp goes low. He's got it for the touchdown. #15th of the season, fighting through the left shoulder injury, the 71-yard pass reception, and then the catch to make it 13-0.
This is nothing new for the faithful. He did this last week, got knocked out the game, came back in the game and caught a touchdown the next play. He does it again 2 weeks in a row. The legend of Cooper Kupp just keeps growing and growing.
20-yard strike. He has 71 career touchdown catches. And the Peyton Award candidate catching it from the Peyton Award candidate. The extra point from Alco Bendez makes it 14-0. Out of his own end zone, Gage Gubrud delivers. Kupp the big play. And then he caps it off with his 20-yard catch for the score. 14-0 Eagles. One in the FCS semifinals.
Wofford certainly hopes Santa gives them what they want for Christmas.
Well, it's Cooper Kupp again. We saw him do this last week in the first half against Central Arkansas, playing through the pain and making big plays. DeJon Brissett awaiting the kick. This is from Jordan Dascalo, and he'll field it at the 2-yard line. Brissett trying to get to the outside, turns the corner across the 30. Good return by Brissett, just shy of the 40-yard line. How about the Eagles' defense? They have really stepped up.
They really have stepped up, pressuring quarterback Kevin Johnson a number of times. We'll see Abucom get him out the pocket to get the sack here on him. Then we'll see Havili come in, get him down right there. And then a great play on 4th down by J.J. Njoku, preventing him as he's rolling out with that play-action pass from picking up the first down, and that 4th down in the red zone prevented the score. Nice job by the Eagles defense.
Coach Baldwin had mentioned this week and last week that his defense is getting better. His defense not talked about enough. They have really improved as the season's progressed.
Well, there's only so many words, and you have to talk about the Eagles offense. So unfortunately the defense gets a short end of the stick, but if they keep playing like they've been playing these last 2 games, people will be talking about them as this FCS playoff goes on.
Johnson plenty of time now, flushed out of the pocket. Abucom with the strip. The ball is free. Zamora's got it. And Eastern Washington has turned him over again. A flag thrown as well, but Ewu got that going with the strip on the backside.
There was a fumble on the play, recovered by Eastern Washington. After the play, personal foul, number 58, Richmond. That's a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they'll tack that on as a personal foul penalty against Thomas Evans, the offensive lineman.
As a pass rush, Ewu is, it's one thing to get the sack. It's quite another to strip the ball out of the quarterback's hands. More and more defenders have that in their mindset. When I get to the quarterback, I just don't want to get him down. I want to get the ball out. Great job by Ewu doing just that. Secures the sack, chops at that football, gets it out. Then after that, a nice job by the Eagle defender to recover that football.
And Evans, the guard, with that late hit. Zamora, one of their leaders, along with Ewu, the veteran, stepping up. And now the Eagles in business. They'll run it with Pierce, and he'll get a yard or two, and that's it. And here comes that penalty again, the hit on Zamora.
Helmet came off, number 19 of the defense. Let's sit out for one play.
It's Charles Mack. He'll have to get the headgear back on as Eastern has a chance to take a huge lead here just before time. Second down from the 25. Play action. Gubrud sets, fires for the corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Tried to spot his running back, Tamarick Pierce, in the end zone and overshot him.
Great job by offensive coordinator Troy Taylor for the Eagles, recognizing that Charles Mack was out of the game. The freshman Daniel Jones comes in and plays safety. Where they throw the football, where they attack the Spiders defense, right where Daniel Jones is. Nice job recognizing the replacement player coming in and dialing up a play to try to attack that position.
Couple strips and fumble recoveries for the Eastern Washington defense. Now a 3rd and 9. Gubrud 11 of 17 through the air. Steps up in the pocket, throws on the run, and it's knocked away. Intended for Cup. And a good play made there by
Daniel Jones. The freshman steps up and makes a play.
The freshman, true freshman from Williams, Virginia.
Gubrud throws the football, but doesn't lead his receiver, Cup, enough where Daniel Jones is able to come back and make a play on that football. If he gives Cup a little bit more lead, Cup is able to separate from Jones and make a catch for a touchdown.
Again, not attempting a field goal. It worked for him on the last drive with the touchdown toss to Cup. This is 4th down.
Shaq Hill in that weird position between the guard center gap again.
3 receivers right. Gubrud flushed out of the pocket, still rolling. Now in some trouble, hit, and he shuttles it underhand out of bounds. And they will give it up on downs to the Spiders, and that was a much-needed stop. Billy Coggill giving chase after the quarterback. So the Spiders have the football back. Some work to do. 6:42 to go, second quarter in Cheney.
Leading passer and the leading rusher for the Eagles, and he's actually gone out and caught passes as well, but those passes were caught from Cup.
It's going to be a tough decision. If you talk Lifetime Achievement Award, Cup's going to win the honor, but this season, who knows how it's going to play out. Richmond trailing 14-0. A flag is thrown on the first play of this drive.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 91, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So a flag against the Eagles.
Jonah Jordan with the flag, the sophomore backup defensive tackle. This is an important drive for the Spiders. They need to get something going on offense. I'd like to see them at least walk away with 3 points. They've got a really excellent field goal kicker. But again, pick up a couple of first downs, get some continuity, get some confidence. So far, the Eagles defense has been dominating them.
They'll go end around to Brian Brown. And that doesn't fool the Eagles. Shut down by Josh Lewis, the sophomore corner from Lakewood, Washington.
The field crew's done a great job getting the field ready for the game, but it's just a slick game when the turf is this cold and there's that little bit of thin layer of snow on it. It's difficult to get your footing, and if you're going to run those jet sweeps and reverses, it's going to be difficult for those receivers to plant and get upfield. So far, we've seen very little success on those plays for either team due to the poor footing.
Yeah, only 22 yards rushing for the Spiders, only 2 yards rushing for Eastern Washington. It's been the passing game that's been the big story so far. Thompson fumbles the football. He lost the handle inside the 25, and the Eagles have another one. Recovered by Keenan Williams, the sophomore defensive end, the local kid from Cheney, and turnovers have cost Richmond, a team that has taken care of the ball all season long.
Not a good job by Kevin Johnson getting it into Thompson's stomach where Thompson had a feel on it. They're told to, as a running back, not to firmly grasp that football. Wait till the quarterback gives it to you. Kevin Johnson doesn't give it to Deontez Thompson in a clean manner. Thompson thinking the quarterback's going to pull it out. Another turnover for the Spiders, and great field position again for the Eastern Washington Eagles.
Jonah Jordan's got credit for the fumble recovery. That's the third fumble for the Spiders here. Gubrud, play action for the end zone, caught by Hill, touchdown Eastern Washington.
Great job by play caller, offensive coordinator Troy Taylor, knowing in those sudden change situations, so often the defense comes on the field, not everything can be cleanly communicated. To go with the big play, sudden change situation, play action fake, Shaq Hill fakes to the inside, to the post, comes back to the corner, gets separation. Easy throw for Gage Gubrud. Another touchdown for the Eagles passing attack. 16
touchdown receptions for Hill. He leads the Eagles in that category. And Alco Bendez tries to make it 21-0. 3 turnovers, 2 turnovers resulting in touchdown drives. The fumble recovery as Thompson coughed it up, and then Gubrud wasting little time. Hill finds the end zone.
That was just a miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back on that last fumble. And the strip sack by Abukam, that's got nothing to do with the cold either. 11 plays, negative 22 yards for the Spiders here in the second quarter. 2 turnovers.
Brissett with the return off the Dascalo kick across the 25, and he spins ahead to the 32-yard line. One of the bright spots for the Spiders has been the kick returning of Brissett, but here's a penalty flag coming in. It's resting at the 35-yard line. 55 yards and penalties. There's the turnover numbers.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 38. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So that will be on the Eagles' Tyson Prunty, freshman from Beaverton, Oregon, and that will give Spiders some field position out near midfield.
Uncharacteristic number of penalties for the Eagles, no doubt about it, but a more uncharacteristic turnovers for the Spiders, and that seems to be the difference in this ballgame. Penalties which give the Spiders an extra first down versus the turnovers by the Spiders, which are giving the Eagles touchdowns.
6:13 to work with, and Richmond looking for some positives on the offensive side. Johnson flushed out of the pocket, chased from all angles and dropped maybe a yard. Kettner Cup coming after him, and they're coming from all angles right now, really giving number 7 some trouble back there.
Well, Johnson's running for his life because of the great pressure by the Eagles front, but also because there's no one open down the field. I talk about those Eagles defensive backs not being intimidated by the receivers, particularly Brian Brown for Richmond, because they see fantastic receivers every day in practice. So far, they're doing a great job, which is allowing that pressure up front to get to Kevin Johnson.
12 plays, negative 21 yards in the second quarter for the Richmond Spiders. Looking at a second and long here. Johnson goes underneath. Catch made at the 45. as he gets it to Tyler Wilkins. He's double teamed at the 45-yard line. Cup in there on the stop. 3rd and short coming up. You need some kind of momentum here, don't you?
Critical play. And we saw in a 4th and short at the goal line, they chose to go with a play-action pass. Ended up getting sacked with a great play by J.J. Njoku for the Eagles. We'll see what they dial up here on this 3rd and short. I'm thinking just keeping it straightforward. Use that running back. Tuck up his 1st down.
We go double tight ends here. Havoc the fullback. They'll fake the run and look to throw. Johnson dumps it off to his tight end, and Hudson is hit and dropped short of the 1st down. Cup with a tackle, but Tucker got there first. Cup finished him off. It's 4th down.
As a play caller, you need to break tendencies, and when your team runs the ball as much as Richmond does, I understand to call play action, but at some point you need to impose your will on the other team. And if you're going to run the ball, be able to pick up that 1 yard, convert 3rd and 1, and pick up the 1st.
And they won't go for it. They're going to punt here on 4th down and a yard just inside the 45. It's a fake. It's a fake to one of the upbacks, and I think they picked up the 1st down as they snapped it ahead to Winston Craig, and he moves the chains. Their nose tackle in there in punt formation. That's one way to get it done.
The blocker next to Craig almost gave it away, started leaning a little early, but Craig, being the athlete that he is able to catch a low snap and pick up the 1st down. He's the one defensive lineman for the Spiders who's actually got an interception. So big man got soft hands.
Now he's their leader on their defense and comes up with a big play, and they need it.
Really needed that play.
1st down, 42 now. Brown shuffles in motion. Johnson, a deep drop, has plenty of time. Now he fires incomplete. Nick Holloway, the intended target. Cup on the coverage.
John Garrett, the offensive coordinator, when we talked to him this week on the conference call, talked about Kevin Johnson has no fear to pull the trigger. But due to the tight coverage from the Eagles secondary, that's what he has right now. He's not afraid. He's afraid to release that football and throw it downfield, and that's what's allowing that Eagles rush to get to him and get him off his comfortable place in the pocket. At some point, he's got to pull the trigger and be unafraid to throw into tight coverage.
He's 9 of 12, but only 56 yards through the air. On a 2nd and 10, they'll run it with Thompson to the left side. Nothing doing. Brick wall over there. Bunch of black jerseys in on the play. Ledbetter was in the middle of things. Keenan Williams as well. There's Havili. He's been active up front. When you call those defensive linemen's names, you know they're making plays.
Absolutely. Those guys are getting tackles for losses, stonewalling the fronts for the Spiders. Fantastic job. Again, we talked about last week how Central Arkansas came out and had 2 great drives, really run the ball down the Eagles' throats. We thought they would run away with the football game. The Eagles were able to respond in the 2nd half, and we're seeing that same team we saw in the 2nd half last week start here against the Spiders.
Congratulations to Youngstown State. They just beat Wofford. They await the winner of this one, and a timeout is called by Richmond here, facing a 3rd and 10.
Timeout, Richmond. Their first charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
We understand the Penguins in double overtime over the Terriers, and they await the winner of this one in the FCS semifinals. And Bo Baldwin couldn't ask much more. His defense has been opportunistic. His offense has been good as advertised.
Yes, offense certainly has been efficient. Cooper Kupp is doing what Cooper Kupp normally does. But the turnovers, one on the defense, the special teams, the strip sack, just a fantastic job by all 3 phases of the Eagles. Spiders haven't responded yet. They have not responded.
I think in the semifinals, and we'll keep you up to speed on everything happening. Take a closer look at the brackets here at halftime. 3rd and 10. Johnson underneath. Open is Jacob, the tight end, and he has the 1st down. They cleared some space there, and he had some room to work down to the 27. Gambo and Tucker on the tackle.
Nice play call by John Garrett, offensive coordinator for Richmond. You said they cleared some space. 3 receivers downfield for the Spiders, leaving Jacob open underneath. He's able to make the catch, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down.
Big target, 6'3", 235 out of Damascus, Maryland. He's doubled as a fullback. He's also been a tight end in this offense. We have 2 timeouts left. Jacob in motion this time, rolling left. Johnson throws out of the backfield. It's Thompson inside the 25. Fettig with the tackle as he's down to the 22-yard line. They're not going to use a timeout here. They'll let the clock roll. You know, if you get in the end zone here, you feel much better about yourself heading into halftime.
Absolutely. Even 3 points before the half would be something that this offense needs. A little bit of confidence. It's been a good drive so far. Able to convert on the fake punts. But to get some points here is absolutely needed before they go into halftime.
2nd and 5. This time Holloway in motion. They fake and they go boot to the right side. Jacob makes a man miss inside the 20 and close to a first down at the 16. He's kind of a bowling ball type of guy. He's made a couple big catches on this drive. Bruce and Tucker on the tackle. First down. As a timeout will be used here. 1 remaining for the Spiders.
Been a nice drive by the Spiders. A little mix of plays. We've seen some play action. We've seen some run. Again, we saw the 4th down fake punt to the nose tackle. Maybe one of the first times that play's been called before. Hey, let's run a fake punt. We're going to use our nose tackle to pick up the first. But nice creative fake punt by the sidelines for Richmond. And again, this is maybe their best drive of the first half. At least seems to be the most continuity and the most crisp play call.
Long trip from Richmond, Virginia to Cheney, Washington for the Spiders, but they've been a resilient bunch. Here's a look at that fake punt. Winston Craig moves the chains.
Yeah, snap up to the up back there. Craig reads his block, hurdles over, gets enough to pick up the first down.
You got to give some love to those defensive guys every now and then.
When you play defense and you get the ball in your hands, you're like a little kid again. It just
spoken from experience.
Yes,
huh?
There's a little bit of giddiness that happens when you have the ball in your hand.
You hit the ball in your hands at times on the defensive side, right?
I was lucky enough to score a few touchdowns, and yes, I was giddy every single time.
Here's Brown in an end around option pass. Brown looking to throw it for the end zone, and it's incomplete. He overshoots Jacob. Little trickeration there, and it's 2nd down.
Brown is a right-handed thrower, so they had to roll the play to the right, but that was the short side of the field. The ball was on the right hash, didn't leave Brown much of a run-pass option. If the receiver was covered, no place to go with the football, he decides to put up and throw it, and essentially throws it out of the end zone.
They've been in the red zone. They turned it over on downs, threatening to score. Play clock rolling on. Will they get the snap off here? With 1, they get the snap off. It's a fumble, though. Johnson loses a handle, and the Eagles have another one. Ewu L recovers 4 fumbles in the first half for the Spiders.
Johnson's inexperience. He certainly has stepped up big in replacements coming in for the injured quarterback. But this is one player mistake. Rushing the snap, trying to read all that as the play clock is going down. Unable to do the basic part of any football play offensively is that center quarterback exchange, drops the football, really hurts his team and takes points off the board because they are in position for their excellent field goal kicker to at least walk away with 3 points.
Boy, that's a stunning development here. They had lost just 6 fumbles all season, 4 fumbles in the first half for the Spiders.
One hand on the football, Thompson gives it up, gets that ball stripped out by the Eagles defense. Then Ewu L coming around, chopping that ball out of Johnson's hands.
Zamora recovering that one.
Bad exchange between the quarterback and the center. Not sure if Johnson's going to keep it or Thompson's going to keep it. And then this one here, as the play clock was going down, Johnson's got his eyes downfield, doesn't field the low snap. Another turnover for the Spiders offense.
And Gubru, 3 touchdown passes and a comfortable 21-0 lead for Eastern Washington here at halftime in Cheney, Washington. The winner gets a trip to the FCS semifinals to take on Youngstown State. Turnover's a big story here, and the Eagles have
ball game. They're a team that wants to run the ball, keep the chains moving, possess the football, eat the clock up. Coming back from a deficit like this is not their style.
Eastern Washington will get the football first. Ricky Seegers to kick it away. He's their long field goal specialist and kickoff specialist. And we're underway here in the third quarter. And this one will go through the end zone and a touchback. And Eastern Washington goes to work. Game plan should not change for Eastern Washington. They're not going to sit on this lead and run the football. They're going to do what they do best, and that's throw it all over the field.
Yes, that's exactly what they do best. Is they attack all levels of the field. I can't imagine them going into a a football version of the four corners offense, just trying to eat the clock up. Gabe is going to continue to throw the football. Cooper Kupp is going to make catches. Guys like Kendrick Bourne are going to make catches. That's just what they do.
Cooper Kupp, a left shoulder injury that's been nagging AC joint, has had to deal with that, has played through some pain. How much do we see him in the second half as they go to the ground game, and Antoine Custer with a 2-yard pickup on first down. Craig and Rubin on the stop. Kupp is a guy that you mentioned, it's a nagging thing, but you can play through it, and he's a gamer.
And he's done just that the last couple of weeks, is play through it. Misses a couple plays here and there, gets to the sideline, kind of deals with the pain, but then gets back on the field. In some cases, makes a touchdown the very next play once he gets back on the field.
Empty backfield this time. 5-receiver look for Gubrud. Has some time, sets, and fires a strike. It's caught by Splendorio for a first down up to the 44-yard line. Omar Howard on the tackle. That's what you've got to love to see from a guy that just delivers it with no hesitation.
He throws a great football to Splendorio here. That's not a softly thrown ball. Gets it between a tight window between two Spider defenders.
First down at the 44-yard line. They'll run it straight ahead with Custer and a couple yards, and that's it across the 47-yard line. They've used Custer, Pierce, and McPherson in the backfield. Have not done much on the ground, but it hasn't mattered much. Wiggins and Gregory on that last stop. Eastern Washington on a 10-game winning streak. Both teams are 5-1 against ranked competition this year. Both have played really good schedules out of the Colonial and out of the Big Sky. High snap. Handoff McPherson off the left side, and he's close to a first down as he's inside the Spiders' 47-yard line. Conacher on the tackle.
Eagles keep it on the ground. McPherson with the kind of draw step there. Offensive line does a good job of sealing off the interior of the Spiders defense, able to almost pick up that first down.
On 3rd and a yard, McPherson's going to pick it up off the left side as he's down to the Richmond 45-yard line. So they get a little bit of the ground game going there, and that's a good sign. Selton Hodge on the tackle.
I know they love to pass the ball around, but if you're going to keep advancing the playoffs, at some point you're going to have to be able to pick up 3rd and shorts, 4th and shorts, and them working on this ground game. And here, I think, an attempt to chew up the clock is only going to benefit them as they move on, if they move on past this game.
Splendorio in a slot, top of the screen, 4-receiver look this time. Here's a handoff, stretch play, getting to the outside is Custer, and he rips off a big gain for a first down. Out of bounds to the 33-yard line. Charles Mack finally rides him out.
They seem to have found some weaknesses on the right side of the Richmond Spiders defense. Most of the runs this drive have been directed to that side of the field, and that's where they've had their most success running the football.
Custer's best outing, 141 yards against Idaho State. Mature freshman, physically, mentally tough, undersized at 5'9", just 180. They're going to run it again. And it's Custer again, cuts back against the grain and makes a good driving run inside the 30-yard line and down to the 27.
That left side of the Spiders defense did a better job dealing with the blockers, but then Custer just makes a couple guys miss and gets a nice gain of 6 yards.
Hodge, who's been a plugger against the run all year long on that stop, but a pickup of 6. Back to the ground game again. Custer cuts it upfield inside the 25, has another first down. How about this, the ground approach for Eastern Washington effective. Gregory on the tackle.
Well, when they started this drive, both you and I thought they would just continue to sling the ball all around the yard. Now they're running it to both sides of the field, kind of running it all around the yard. This is their version of a slow down offense. To still no huddle. Everyone look to the sideline, get the call. Still snapping it with plenty of time left on the play clock.
Now Jabari Wilson getting a carry, the veteran. He cuts it back against the grain to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Eagles. Wilson, the fifth-year senior who's battled through hip and rib injuries. Last year's leading rusher. It's 27-0 Eastern Washington.
Nice bit of running by Jabari Wilson. Cuts back inside the block by his receiver, hurdles over his lineman. Then we see Shaq Hill with a great block down there at the goal line, enabling Jabari Wilson to sneak into the right corner of the end zone. Fantastic run, good downfield blocking. Eagles came out the halftime hot.
20-yard touchdown run. They cap off a 75-yard drive, 59 of those yards on the ground, as Alco Bendez knocks the PAT through there, and it's 28-0. Eastern Washington giving Youngstown State something to think about, doing it on the ground as well as through the air. Wilson to the end zone, up by 4 scores. And Bo Baldwin will be here for a while. A 5-year contract extension courted by Nevada. Staying put. They're glad to have him, and what a treasure he's been in this part of the state. Already an FCS title and maybe another one this year. We'll see how it plays out. Short kick fielded by the up-back Havoc for the Spiders. Keeps his legs churning. Good return up to the 42-yard line. Baldwin, a guy that this program, 8 of the last 9 years, top 10 FCS passing offense. His 6th FCS trip, 5 Big Sky titles, winning season every year. This guy, an innovator that is drawing attention nationally.
Well-deserved attention. What he's done with this program, the consistency of this program, has really been remarkable. And that 5-year extension is very well earned by him.
See Big Sky Coach of the Year a couple times. The 2010 season was magical, as they went 13-2, beat Delaware 19 to win the championship. A lot of work to do for the Spiders now as Johnson drops back, fires down the middle of the field, and it's a first down grab to the 38-yard line. Brian Brown, Kettner Cup on the tackle.
We talked in the first half about Johnson hesitating to pull the trigger. His coaches had complimented him and saying he's a guy not afraid. That time, no fear, pull the trigger. Finds his best receiver, Brian Brown, even with tight coverage, even in a tight window, pulls the trigger, gets the football to him, lets his receiver go up and make the play.
19-yard reception, 4 catches, 44 yards now for Brown, their leader in that receiving corps. Looking for their first score. Johnson, pressure, and down he goes. Ewu L again. Ewu L is just pinning his ears back right now and making life miserable for Kevin Johnson.
The pass rusher, you love it when teams are in come from behind situations where you know they're going to be forced to pass the football. You can get off and do just what you said, pin your ears back and get to the quarterback. Ewu L, fantastic rush there. I expect we'll see a lot more of that as the second half goes along.
Well, there's the first half numbers. They have picked up right where they left off with that pressure. Havili, you see right there, he's been big on the other end. The junior from Federal Way, Washington. And they're getting better and better, and that is a scary sign if you're Youngstown State, the potential next round opponent. Here's Thompson trying to navigate the middle, and he's gang tackled finally at the 37-yard line. 3rd and long coming up.
A 3rd and long situation, an obvious pass down, looking for Eastern Washington's front to pin the ears back and try to get after Kevin Johnson. Let's keep an eye on number 3. Samson Ewu L coming from the defense's left side. Been really effective and dynamic all day. Real thorn in Kevin Johnson's side. He is shifting over to now the right side.
4 of 8 are down, so they need to get it to the 29. Johnson. Intercepted. Ewu L with the pick. He's doing everything out there. The senior returns it to the 37. Can you think of a more complete game from a defensive end in these FCS playoffs? He has thoroughly dominated here in Cheney.
Absolutely. It's one thing to make plays. It's one thing to make tackles. It's quite the other to take the ball from the other team. The most precious thing on the field is the ball. Great job by Ewu L. Getting back, settling back into coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes, As soon as he saw where the quarterback was going with that football, able to make that break, catch the football with his hands. Nice job by the senior defensive end.
2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and an interception. You think about all the quarterback hurries. He's been in the backfield breaking up plays, and this is a guy that is a 3-time All-Big Sky pick that's getting better as this season is progressing. Senior from Portland, Oregon. 4 fumbles and an interception for Richmond. They have really struggled. Kendrick Bourne now on an end around, and he gets it up to the 40-yard line for 3 yards. The last drive was big in terms of rushing the football for the Eagles, and it gives the Spiders another something to think about here.
Well, the Spiders haven't done a great job defending the pass game, and that last drive they didn't do a good job defending the run. So far, this has been a fairly complete butt whoop by the Eastern Washington Eagles against these Richmond Spiders.
Gubrud looking to throw it now to the sideline. Sam McPherson the catch. Bumped out of bounds at the 45. A couple yards shy of the first down. McPherson, a sophomore. Versatile guy. It's a touchdown catch, touchdown run this season. 3rd and 2. Gubrud is 14 of 22 through the air, trying to keep the drive going here. To the sideline, and that's Cup, and that's a first down, out of bounds at midfield. And the crowd chanting Coop for Cooper Kupp. 6 catches in the game now.
It's just so difficult going against this Eagles offense. We saw last week Central Arkansas most of the second half decide to go with just a 3-man rush. Well, they gave Gubrud way too much time. Even dropping 8 defenders, he was able to find windows to throw the football.
Now here's Tamarick Pierce on the carry. He gashes the defense inside the 40, and that's another first down. Now the running lanes are open. Charles Mack on the tackle.
You get defense back on their heels, expecting you to pass the ball. Now you run it. You're not in good position to defend the run. Nice hole we'll see open up right there by the Eagles blockers, and then after that, just a nice, powerful run, good finish by the Eagles running back.
Run it to the near side with McPherson on first down, out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Gregory and Mack over there. A lot of the talk about Eastern Washington has been they've been a slow starting team, better in the second half, and they're getting better here. They're starting to win the battles of the line of scrimmage, and we saw that against Central Arkansas in their last game.
We definitely saw them get better, and it seems as that's the case here as this game goes along, but they got off to a fast start. In the second half, 315 points for Eastern Washington, only giving up 112. That's a pretty big difference in between what they score and what they give up.
And there's another first down pickup. McPherson on the catch to move the chains. In complete control, this Eastern Washington team trying to go to 12-1. Their only loss at North Dakota State in week 2, 50-44. Never had the lead in that game. Bo Baldwin has had some marquee victories, had one at Washington State in their opener. Pierce faking to Pierce. Gubrud on the keeper inside the 15, and he has a first down as he slides down at the 13-yard line.
That was a fantastic fake. Had me fooled in the booth for quite a bit.
I'm with you.
So this guy not only can pass the football, he can run it as well, and he can fake your eyes out with his ball handling ability.
In the red zone again. On the ground again. It's Pierce, and they do a pretty good job hemming him in this time. Short gain, 2nd and long coming up. Well, the Spiders have dealt with numerous injuries. We talked about that in the top of the telecast. What a year for them, though. You just wonder if they've run out of steam. We're facing a great team, obviously, but they've gotten everything out of this club they can possibly get out of them.
Tremendous senior class, 35 wins for that senior class, but with the amount of injuries, it seems as if this is too much to overcome against a quality opponent like Eastern Washington.
Here's Pierce trying to pick his way forward. Gets it down to the 10-yard line. Again, revisiting this, talk about facing adversity. 18 season-ending injuries.
Yeah, David Jones was a preseason defensive player of the year. The quarterback Kyle, he was a preseason offensive player of the year. You start missing guys like that, it's going to be very difficult no matter how resilient your team. when you play a quality opponent like the Eagles.
6 on the defensive side of the ball, lost with season-ending injuries. 3rd and 5 here. Already wins over North Carolina A&T and North Dakota in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Come from behind win against North Dakota.
And now timeout called. Eagles will take it here, looking at a 3rd and 5. Well, and the Eagles have dealt with injuries as well. Bo Baldwin saying that, look, that's not an excuse. They've had guys on the defensive side of the ball that have been injured. Zamora is back. They didn't have Alec Ketchmarchik, their strong side linebacker, for this game. But
against North Dakota like they did last week, but at some point the ability for lesser players to compete against good competition, that good competition just becomes too good, and the road ends.
3rd and 5. They need to get it inside the 5-yard line. Gubrud looking, has some time, still standing in the pocket. Now he rolls right. Now he throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cup. It'll be 4th down. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championships continues next weekend. Semifinal coverage on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. So we're going to see our first field goal attempt here for the Eagles, trying to add on to their lead. Roldan Alco-Bendez, 7 of 13 on the year. 27-yard attempt on an icy tree. Out of the hold of Riley Hennessy, the backup quarterback, and the kick is good. 31-0. Eastern Washington dominating here at the Inferno in Cheney. Alco-Bendez splits the uprights. Points since their last game, first quarter against Central Arkansas, when they trailed 14-0. Their defense has really stepped up in a big way.
They really have. We talked about it a few times. You know, last week they got off to a slow start defensively. When I talked to Coach Baldwin last night, he said, you know, we've worked on the execution, we worked on gap fits, we worked on some coverage things. I don't think we'll be off to a slow start again today, and that certainly has proven to be the case. They've been dynamic all game long.
Brissett taking it across the 20-yard line. Here's a look at that defense. They've been active.
Yeah, there's that guy, Samson Abucom. 4 tackles for losses, 2 sacks, 7 total tackles. Nice physical hits like that. But the highlights of his day really have been the 2 forced fumbles, the recovered fumble, and then this great play right here, that interception, baiting the quarterback, getting a break on the football. Nice job by him all game long.
Senior from Portland. That's a pretty impressive line right there. That's filling the stat sheet.
That is absolutely filling the stat sheet. A full stat sheet guy today.
Stat sheet stuffer. And this is fun, as you mentioned, from a defensive standpoint. When you have this big lead, Johnson looking to throw under duress, fires behind his receiver, caught though by Wilkins for a first down, and he's out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Kevin Johnson, a guy that burned his red shirt. There's a flag on the field as well. That's in the Spiders' backfield.
Yeah, Coach Danny Rocco tried to talk him out of it. He said, you know, okay, I hear you. I know you want to help the team, but please go back.
Illegal block below the waist, number 55 of the offense. Illegal peel back block. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. It's first down.
That's Nicholas Burgos, their center. There.
I love your loyalty to the team, but please go call your parents. Your dad's a coach. talk to them and then sleep on it. I guess he came back early the next morning and said, Coach, I'm ready to go. I've talked to everybody. Let's do this. I want to help this team, and I think me coming out of the red shirt gives us the best chance for success. And without him, I don't believe they would be in the game in the playoffs. They won those first 2 games. He was very clean with the football, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
1st and 23 now after the penalty. Johnson, Havili's after him, and he sacks him back at the 3-yard line. Albert Havili, the junior, his 3rd sack of the season, a guy that provides the pressure on the other side on that defensive line.
At some point when a team is down, the opposing defense that's ahead, it just starts to become a feeding frenzy. And that's what we're starting to see now. You gain such confidence as a pass rusher. You start working on all your other moves. You recognize the quarterback's got to hold the football. He wants to get the ball down the field. It's a really tough situation for a young quarterback like Kevin to be successful against a defense that's really pinning their ears back and coming after him.
That was a 6th sack now from his own goal line. He'll hand it off on a 2nd and 32 to Thompson, and he's shut down right at the line of scrimmage. Cup coming in there, Havili as well. Talk about running downhill when you're up 31 as a defender. You talked about how much fun that is. You're just having fun right now, aren't you?
You break the huddle as a pass rusher. You say, all right, I'll see you at the quarterback.
Meet you
and
there.
Hopefully I'm there first.
Well, it's a team that has been maligned defensively coming in to this game, giving up almost 28 points per game, but they've been better the last few weeks. Just 14 points out against Central Arkansas. In a dominating second half, they've carried that over. Here's Thompson on the 3rd and long carry, and he gets it out across the 10, and they'll have to punt it away. That's Ewu L over there on the tackle again. Why not?
Why not? And obviously, Richmond didn't think they were going to pick up all 32 yards on that draw play, just hoping to create some more field position, some more room so they can get an effective punt off.
Well, maybe this is a magical year for Eastern Washington. They clearly have 2 of the best players in FCS in Gubrud and Cup. But their defense, maybe the unwritten story. There's a McPherson catch on the punt return inside the 35. Cuts it back to the 25-yard line. A short field to work with now for the Eagles in complete control here in Cheney.
We talked about this being a magical season. The last team that wasn't North Dakota State to win an FCS championship was the Eastern Washington Eagles. So Coach Bo Baldwin has certainly been in this position before. And the guys in this team have heard the stories from that 2010 team. This could be the year for them. 2 fantastic players leading their offense, and a defense, like you said, not really well respected right now, but have gotten much better as the season has gone along.
And you guys also credit the first-year offense coordinator Troy Taylor for what they've done in the passing game with Gubrud, who takes a shot, and it's up high and away, intended for Kendrick Bourne there. His philosophy on offense is simplicity and focus and attacking space. And that sounds simple, but they've got so many variations off of it.
He kept using the word simple, but then he talked about all these very complex concepts. It's simple. We can throw the ball anywhere on the field. It's really simple, guys.
Here's a little delay, handoff McPherson, and he's dragged down after a 1-yard pickup by Madison Day.
I think the philosophy behind the offense is simple. Let's attack where the defense is weak, which I think every offense should do. We've seen a number of times today when a substitute defender has been on the field for the Spiders. That's immediately where they go with the football. They can go vertical on any play. Every run play, virtually every run play has a pass option to it. Again, trying to take advantage of what the defense gives you. Take those easy plays.
Gubrud stepping away from pressure, throws on the run, opens Splendorio to the 5 and to the end zone. Touchdown Eagles. Now there's a flag on the field, so hang on.
Forward pass on the offense, number 8. The quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the forward pass. That's a 5-yard penalty, loss of down.
So that takes that Splendorio catch off the board.
I know Gubrud was past the line of scrimmage, but a great job of him buying time in the pocket, and literally just 1 yard past the line of scrimmage when he releases that football. Good job by Splendorio, recognizing the play starting to break down, coming underneath his coverage, presenting himself to his quarterback for an easy throw, coming back. But again, those are some quality plays by Gubrud out there, buying time, using his feet, keeping his eyes downfield, spotting the open receiver.
4th and 10 now from the 28. Couple spiders after him. He rolls left, keeps his footing, he's going to run now, and he's tripped up shy of the first down at the 23-yard line by Maurice Jackson, the freshman end. So they'll give it up on downs, but in control. Eastern Washington leading 31-0. Season with 10 wins this season as they'll run the football here with Thompson, and Thompson for a first down out to the 33-yard line. This guy's a 4-time Eddie Robinson finalist, 11th year coaching overall, coached Liberty to 4 Big South championships. He's got this program up and running, and you know, to make it to the quarterfinals each of the last 2 years, the last 3 years now after this season, pretty impressive.
Really impressive. And sometimes your best coaching job is not the year where you have the most success on the field. Dealing with the injuries that they've dealt with, to fly 1,900 miles last week and go defeat North Dakota, come back and fly 2,600 miles to come out here to the Cheney Spokane area. My hat's off to a very, tough-minded team with a great will to win. But unfortunately, I think the travel, the injuries, the inexperience at Quebec is catching up with them here against the Eagles.
Wilkins with that last play made a catch on a second down now. Johnson throwing, and it's close to the first down, hauled in by Stefan Jacob at the 43-yard line. And could be the final play of this third quarter. Rocco, Penn State and Wake Forest guy. He was the captain for the Demon Deacons under Al Groh. Coached under Groh and Mike London and Tom Coughlin and Bill McCartney and a bunch of guys. Great resume for the head coach. There's a pass to the sideline caught by Bevels, and he's out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And they're going to say he was inbounds, and that will be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. Eastern Washington 1 quarter away from a trip to the FCS semifinals. 31-0 leaders over Richmond. Eastern Washington a 31-0 lead over Richmond as we open up the fourth quarter. Spiders have it. Second down and a couple near midfield. Johnson setting up a screen. Caught by Thompson, has the first down. He's to the Eagles 35, breaks a tackle, and he's out of bounds at the 20. They haven't had a lot of success, much of any success offensively. There's a big play for Thompson.
Thompson does a good job getting behind his offensive lineman, reading off their blocks. Breaks a tackle right there, gets themselves out of bounds, stops the clock. If you're going to come back again, you need to preserve the clock, being down 31-0. Smart play by a young player.
29-yard pickup for the redshirt freshman. First down now at the 20. Eagles trying to preserve a shutout here. Their last shutout, 2009 against Northern Colorado, 16-0. 4-receiver look. That was off the ground, picked up on the shotgun snap by Johnson, and then he turns it into a 2-yard gain as he's hit hard and knocked down by Trevor Davis. That could have been a turnover.
Johnson does a great job just to field that rolling shotgun snap. Unable to pick up any yards because Trevor Davis delivers a heck of a hit to him.
Davis from Tumwater, Washington. Third trip into the red zone. They're 0 for their first 2. Johnson, corner, pattern incomplete. Throws it behind the intended receiver, Will McCombs, that time. Webster on the coverage.
That was an attempt at a back shoulder pass by Kevin Johnson. McCombs was unable to grab it, but it was a pretty well executed play. McCombs does a good job thinking, trying to lead the defensive back to thinking he's going upfield. Goes back to spin back to the outside with that back shoulder pass. Just unable to corral it and make the completion.
The Eagles defense has been really good on this part of the field, making things difficult for Johnson. 3 receivers right this time. He looks to the right side on the roll, and the throw is low and away. Intended for Brian Brown. Havili was giving chase. 4th down. You know, as a defender, you always, this is a pride thing here too. Can we stop them again, keep them off the scoreboard?
Oh, absolutely. After 5 consecutive shutout quarters by the Eagles defense, I would expect they don't want to give up any points here in the 4th quarter. The second half of last week's game against Central Arkansas in the first 3 quarters of this game, they've been absolutely just dynamic. The number of turnovers, the 4th down stops, they've done a great job at every phase of defense.
4th and 8. Brown in motion. Johnson under pressure, throws it high and incomplete. Intended for Wilkins, and they'll give it up on downs. The Eagles defense holds again. 13:38 to go, up 31. Some of the best football of the season. Their defense trying to pitch a shutout for the first time since 2009. Their offense clicking in the run and the pass game. They've got the football back after another red zone stop. They'll run the football with Custer on 1st down, and he shut down near the line of scrimmage. 0 for 3 in the red zone for the Spiders.
Eastern Washington, this field is called Inferno Red. Their defense has been inferno hot despite being cold temperatures out there. The Spiders have had just no place to go with the football. When Kevin Johnson's had time in the pocket, no one downfield was open. When people were open downfield, he had no time in the pocket, no running lanes for Thompson. Just a tough day offensively for the Spiders.
Gubrud's throw a little bit too tall that time for Shaq Hill. May have missed time to jump a little bit, but it was a high pass, and 3rd and 9 coming up. Well, this is a program that draws attention nationally. All the talk, obviously, about North Dakota State and their 5 consecutive FCS championships, but this group here, this program in that next tier, is one of the elite programs in the country at the FCS level. Last year, a bit of a down year, but they've been pretty consistent. Gubrud, far sideline, Bourne with the catch, out of bounds with the 1st down at the 43-yard line. His first catch of the game after being so big last week, replacing Cooper Kupp when Cooper was in and out of the lineup in the second half. Bourne was huge in the 3rd quarter with 11 receptions, really sparking them in that second half push that got them the win. Interesting that was his first catch of the ball game. He goes for 24 yards, and now out of the backfield, Custer with the grab, and he's bumped out at the 47-yard line. But it just shows you they have so many weapons. If you focus on Bourne, Hill can hurt you, Kupp can hurt you. Their running backs are good receiving the football as well. I think everybody on this team is good receiving the football. Even the quarterback, Gubrud, is good at receiving the football. Single back, 4 receiver look. On 2nd down, into coverage. It's caught by Bourne. There were 2 receivers there. He ran into Kupp and somehow hung on to the football. Now Kupp a little bit shaken up, I think, again. That left shoulder. Definitely a miscommunication or a bad route between Kupp and Bourne. You wouldn't want 2 receivers in the same area at the same time. It draws too many defenders to the football. That time Bourne does a good job of outfighting Kupp for the football. And as you saw right there on the replay,
Kupp left shoulder a little dinged a little bit with that collision born.
And you wonder how much more time we'll see of Kupp out there with that left shoulder injury. On first down, a strike across the middle. Splendorio the grab inside the 30 and tackled finally at the 25-yard line. Charles Mack on the stop.
At the 25-yard line.
People wonder why, why is Eastern Washington still throwing the football, continuing to, in a sense, run up the score. They're not as efficient this game and not as clean on offense as they were last game against Central Arkansas. They can certainly play at a higher level. And if I'm Bo Baldwin, knowing the competition we're going to face in the next round, I've got to find a way to get my offense back on track and playing with that same rhythm they had in the second half last week.
Here's Custer off the right side for 3 yards. Coggill on the tackle, but it's what they do. I mean, this is a team that throws for 411 yards per game, only rushes for 129. And you need to keep that rhythm and consistency. That's what you're saying, right? And carry the momentum into the next round.
Absolutely. Just because this game is wrapped up doesn't mean we still don't have things we shouldn't be working on. There's still not parts of our game we need to get to a higher level right now. That's why they're trying to keep the pedal to the metal here in the second half. Thinking about this game, really thinking about who they will play in the upcoming weeks.
Second down, Gubrud. Flushed out of the pocket. Look at that mobility. Setting up a throw, and it's caught for a first down by Custer, and he's inside the 10-yard line. They'll have a first and goal from there. I think that's what separates maybe this Eagles team from teams of the past. We knew about Vernon Adams' escapability, but Gubrud gives them some of that from the quarterbacks as well.
Yeah, and if the pocket breaks down, he's not looking to run every time. Again, he keeps his eyes down the field, tries to find an open receiver, keeps those pass options open until there are no pass options, then he tucks it away and runs it.
Straight ahead, touchdown, Eagles. Custer right up the gut, and it's 37-0.
High snap, Gubrud's able to get it down, draw play to Custer, not even contacted at all. This Spiders defense, I think, has just run out of steam and run out of momentum, and would love to get home back to Richmond as soon as possible.
Well, that'll improve those red zone numbers. 5 for 5 for Eastern Washington. 5th rushing touchdown for Custer this season. And Alco Bendez tacks on the PAT. 38-0 Eagles. Still 10:02 to go. A dominating effort from the guys in black on the red turf. Custer makes it 38-0. Athletic Association, Eastern Washington looking for a date with Youngstown State here on the red turf next weekend in the FCS semifinals. Antoine Custer with a touchdown run to extend the lead. As Alco Bendez has it teed up, hits a squibber, and taking it up to the 35-yard line is Nick Villarda. Red zone defense from the Eagles has been awesome.
It really has. Early in the first quarter, great play by Njoku, getting upfield on the play action, roll out by Kevin Johnson. Low snap, Johnson unable to get that low snap. Eastern Washington recovers that over his receiver right there. Kevin Johnson, it's admirable that he burned his redshirt year to try to help his team go further in the playoffs. I'm sure this is not how he pictured all of that ending when he went into his coach's office and said, hey, I'm willing to do this for my teammates.
The Eagles, meanwhile, have cashed in with their red zone opportunities. Johnson now a quarterback draw on first down. Trying to get to the boundary, and he's run down after a short gain. Good lateral pursuit that time. That was the cornerback, Josh Lewis. Well, the one thing about Johnson, the QB for the Spiders, this experience will help him next year as he can settle into a role with this program. Nothing like playoff experience playing against some of the top competition.
Oh, absolutely. He will be better off for this. Just unfortunately, he had to sit out the first 10 games of the season to finish the season with such a disappointing fashion here. I would have to think what the rallying cry as the Spiders were coming off the sideline onto the field was, let's get a touchdown, guys. Let's try to find a way to end it on a high note.
Thompson with a 9-yard carry. John Krumbles with the tackle there as the Eagles have pulled most of their starters on defense here. It's Thompson again. He has a first down carry across midfield and to the Eastern Washington 45-yard line. Tyson Prunty and Jake Hoffman seeing some action in the defensive backfield, combining on the stop.
Some nice running by Thompson, reading off his blocks, getting outside. Nice block up by the receiver right there. A couple nice blocks by the receivers. Then after that, almost falling forward, getting that first down. Thompson's running hard with the ball and done a better job protecting the football after that first quarter fumble.
Johnson dumps it underneath for Thompson, and he runs out of bounds near the 38-yard line. 70 yards rushing for Thompson. He's also has 40 receiving as Trevor Davis is in on that last tackle. And he's a redshirt freshman. Some young guys that are going to be a big factor next year for the Spiders. We'll lose Brian Brown, the senior, but a lot of underclassmen will play a big role next year as there's a catch by Jacob, another underclassman, a sophomore, and he's close to a first down. Let's see where they mark this. At the 35. Third and a yard.
Of the skill positions, they will lose Brian Brown. Other than that, virtually everyone comes back for Richmond. Up front for the offensive line, they'll lose Evans, the right guard, and Virgos. So a team that will have, 8 returning starters from this group right here on the field.
And that one's dropped, intended for Brown. And now it's fourth down.
And I know for those seniors for Richmond, this is not how you want your last football game to go. But unfortunately for everyone, there is a last football game. And, the seniors for Eastern Washington certainly are happy to get a chance to move on. Those 3 great wide receivers with Hill, Bourne, and Cup, really the leaders of that offense. And for the seniors at the Spiders, it's a tough pill to swallow when you give so much to a program and then you come out in your last game and don't play well at all.
On fourth and a yard, the second effort's going to get the first down for Deontez Thompson. He really has had a tremendous year as a redshirt freshman.
Thompson takes the big hit in the hole, able to keep his footing going. Second effort gets him that first down.
And he is now over 1,000 yards rushing. So the first freshman running back ever at Richmond to get 1,000. A good accomplishment there. Johnson to the air, and that's incomplete, intended for Wilkins on the far side of the field.
Kevin Johnson's pass incomplete.
So Thompson with it's been a frustrating day, but this is a guy that his best year's ahead of him.
Oh, certainly. Coming into this game, averaging 5.6 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns on the year, a long of 58, some breakaway ability. And we've seen him do some pretty tough running here today. Blocks well in the pass game, catches the football well catches the football well in the passing game.
Deshaun Tibbs couldn't hang on to that one, the junior, and now it's 3rd and 10 with 7.5 minutes to go. Well, the Colonial has already had a huge win in these FCS playoffs. James Madison pounding Sam Houston State, but it's been a different story for the Richmond Spiders today. Brown in motion. Johnson with the Eagles rushing 4. Going to tuck it and run out of bounds. 4th down and long coming up at the 32-yard line. Trevor Davis was there again, the strong side linebacker.
Coach Danny Rocco talked about the Eastern Washington Eagles defense giving up 22 first downs per game. Right now, Richmond is at, I believe, 18. But the stats don't always tell the full story. They have been able to possess the football. They've lost the time of possession battle and the turnovers. That's really been the biggest difference in this ball game in my mind, is those turnovers and the sacks that Eastern Washington's front was able to generate against Kevin Johnson. Really no time in the pocket, never got comfortable throwing the football.
4 fumbles and an interception. 4th and 8. They just get the snap off. Johnson under pressure, throws on the run, incomplete and almost intercepted. Intended for Brown and through the hands of Jake Hoffman, and the Spiders will give it up on downs. 6:39 to go. The shutout still a possibility for the Eagles, leading by 38. Here at Ruse Field in Cheney, Washington, 38-0. The Big Sky champions Eastern Washington rolling over Richmond, trying to pitch their first shutout since 2009, and they have the football back after another stop. Here's Jabari Wilson on the carry, and he's run out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. ESPN's coverage of the FCS championships continues next weekend. Semifinal coverage on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For info, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. And for the Eagles, it's going to be Youngstown State here on this turf as you look at Riley Hennessy, who's now in at quarterback for Gage Gubrud, sophomore who started a couple games last year and is their holder as well this season. Setting up a screen, caught by Wilson across the 40 and close to a first down. Chad, here's a look at the brackets, and here's what it looks like. The Penguins await the Eagles next.
They're going to make a long trip out here, and I have a hard time imagining the weather is going to be much better for Youngstown here next week against the Eagles. And this Eagles defense is going to be tough for anybody they face as the playoffs go along.
Will Baldwin having the advantage of playing at home thanks to a #2 overall seed. This would be their 11th consecutive win. And, you know, a lot of people pointing to North Dakota State, but this story, this Eastern Washington club, their turnaround from last year, pretty amazing. And here's Pierce on the carry, and he's up to near midfield. Last year, the Eagles 6-5. And that came after a three straight Big Sky championships. And it's been a different team this year. Gage Gubrud, a big reason why.
Gubrud really the difference. The talent at the receiver position was certainly there last year. But without somebody like Gubrud to get the football to those guys, the offense never really got rolling. This year, Gubrud comes on, gets better as the season progresses, has an incredible offseason, developing the confidence from his teammates. They knew what they had in him from a coaching staff perspective. His teammates need to see him do it on the field. He's been dynamic this season doing that.
Here's an end-around handoff, and Styles almost fumbles the football. He hangs on to it, and Stu goes down at the 47-yard line. It'll be third down coming up.
Yeah, Hennessy puts the ball where Styles should get that ball cleanly. It's not a good, taking a good handoff by Styles, didn't secure it.
3rd and 4 at the 48. This team averages 43 points per game. That's the 3rd best at the FCS level. Top passing offense, #2 overall in total offense. They average 540 per game. They're at 440 in this one. Hennessy to the air, incomplete, intended for Splendorio. If you're a quarterback and you're looking at this program, though, you can see why it'd be a lot of fun to play in. It's you know, Hennessy and Jordan West, the other 2 guys behind Gubrud.
This offense I would imagine, is a quarterback's dream. So much is put on the quarterback as far as those RPOs, those run-pass options. Lots of places to go with the football. The receiver talent, not just with those 3 seniors, but 4th, 5th, and 6th guys. Coach Baldwin talked about them in our conference call. Those guys can start for most teams. So it's not like you become a quarterback here in the coverage bear.
Jordan Descalo gets the kick away from the 35. And a fair catch called for and made by Wilkins at the 17-yard line. 3:38 to go. A trip to the FCS semifinals coming up next for the Eagles. Overs, 4 fumbles and an interception, and looking for their first shutout since 2009. Kevin Johnson on a play fake, completes it for a short gain to Porter Abel. He's actually lucky to get a yard across the 18-yard line. Second down coming up. You know, looking ahead to Youngstown State, the Penguins will be coming in here. Penguin-like weather in Cheney next weekend. They have a very good defensive team, giving up just 17.7 points per game as Thompson carries it for a couple yards up to the 22.
Central Arkansas came in here with a pretty good defensive team, leading the FCS in rush defense. Eastern Washington certainly had their way with them. This offense, I'm not sure what style of defense would be best equipped to stop it, but so far I haven't seen one that can do it.
Yeah, their only loss, again, we mentioned at North Dakota State, 50-44 for Eastern Washington. Here's Johnson on the scramble on 3rd and long, trying to make something happen in the open field. He did a great job just getting positive yardage up to the 24-yard line. 4th down coming up, and the punt team headed out there. Youngstown State comes in on a 5-game winning streak. Their last loss also to North Dakota State, 24-3 back on November 5th. North Dakota State's done that to a lot of people.
Last time I checked, I think 5 championships in a row makes you pretty good.
DJ Halkowski with a booming kick over the head of McPherson. He'll take a sideways hop out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go, and they're starting to celebrate here in Cheney, I'm sure in the Spokane area. An FCS semifinal trip coming up, and they get to see their team again here at home.
I thought last week's win for Eastern Washington against Central Arkansas was impressive because they came from 14 down. They spotted them some points, allowed Central Arkansas to run the game. But this victory is even more impressive because it was from the opening whistle, from the opening kick here with 2 minutes left to play. They still are playing dominating defense, not allowing the Spiders to get any run.
And people need to start talking more about this Eagles defense. It's obviously easy to talk about the offense as Hennessy will hand it off to McPherson for a short gain. But here's the way it stands right now. Eliminated from the playoffs, the 3 and then the 5 through 8 seeds. So you've got 3 of the top 4 still alive in the semifinals.
How about that James Madison victory? I had no idea they could be that explosive.
You know, they beat this Richmond team 47-43. And that'll be a tough test, obviously, at the Fargo Dome. Yeah, some teams left that can put some points on the board. This is one of them. Hennessy hands it off to McPherson. Navigates the middle and up to the 40-yard line. 3rd down coming up as we near the 1-minute mark. Hazzy Sumter on the tackle. And this will be win number 12 for the Eagles. Can they win the title? Can they win the whole thing? We'll see.
We will see. At this point, when they're playing defense like they played in the second half last week and defense like they played today, it's hard for me to imagine too many teams who can come here into Roos Field and beat them here.
Well, obviously Dakota State the favorite after another FCS title, but Eastern Washington will be one of the teams possibly to challenge them as McPherson has a first down, and that'll be the final play of this one. 325 yards to 112 yards in the second half. A dominating effort for Bo Baldwin. Congratulations to the Eagles, 38-0 winners in this one.
The defense for the Eastern Washington Eagles was fantastic. The 4 recovered fumbles, the interception, the dynamic play, really crushing the pocket around Kevin Johnson, not allowing the Spiders offense any room at all to breathe.
For Chad Brown, I'm Trey Bender. So long from Roos Field. 38-0 the final. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com. Download the Watch ESPN app. Good night from Cheney.